schnitzel dog with extra sauerkraut. 2 for $1 Big Mac. I wanna get that maple snickerdoodle from the Shake Shack. How you wanna go down? Chicken fish tacos. Open down taco app. Download coupon code. See me with McNuggets now. I got fries now. I got ketchup packets and I got hot mustard now. But tugs don't wanna hear that. They want that barbecue. They want that ranch sauce. That sweet and sour too. Huggin', tuggin', sleepy bear. I'm a sweeter bear. Baby, I'm a eater bear. Can you feed a bear?
Step right up to Fun Egg Nightmare Circus. I'm your host, Juggalette Jen. Let's get started.
I got six, got tats, got a band hammer too. You can clown, you can play, she can still bury you. Click the link, see the paint, see the big jugs bounce. She a queen with a wrench, do the fucking head count. All the fam in the room, all the lurkers creep. She like type or die, bitch, don't fall asleep. Got fake gold cans stacked like skulls on a shelf. She'll spray that shit down, baptize yourself. You can joke, you can flirt, keep it cute, keep it clean, or she'll drag your dumb ass straight off the screen. Juggalette Jen, yeah, she jug on the set. You ain't met a threat like this Juggalette, yeah. Juggalette Jen, make the chat all sweat. Juggalette, Juggalette. You came for the jugs, but you stayed cause she veg. Show respect or get wrecked, that's a fucking safe bet. Juggalette Jen, make jug rhyme Juggalette. Juggalette, Juggalette. All newcomers, white feet at the digital door. Say hi, drop love, don't be a creep, you sure? She got mods like ninjas masked up in the mist. One slip in the chat, you on the blackout list. She can giggle, wiggle, then flip, go feral. Voice drop deep like a wicked old carol. Talk slick again, I'll clown on your skull. Read the rules, motherfucker, or the grave gets full. Juggalette Jen, yeah, she jug on the set. You ain't met a threat like this Juggalette, yeah. Juggalette Jen, make the chat all sweat. Juggalette, Juggalette. You came for the jugs, but you stayed cause she veg. Show respect, don't get wrecked, that's a fucking safe bet. Juggalette Jen, make jug rhyme Juggalette. Juggalette, Juggalette. All my juggalos, Juggalette sound off. If you down with the fam, throw a heart in the truck. If you came talking shit, better start to pray, cause Jen got room in the dirt today. Ha ha. Juggalette Jen, yeah, she jug on the set. You ain't met a threat like this Juggalette, yeah. Juggalette Jen, make the chat all sweat. Juggalette, Juggalette. You came for the jugs, but you stayed cause she veg. Show respect, don't get wrecked, that's a fucking safe bet. Juggalette Jen, make jug rhyme Juggalette. Juggalette, Juggalette.
Jen, let's go. Let's
Happy
fucking go,
birthday
Shamrock.
to
You want
you.
to spurg on me? Spurg on him! She's gonna
Oh, great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck off, you piece of shit.
Yeah, he was
You think I give a fuck about you? This cocksucker right here. Fuck you, Farkas. I hope you feel good about yourself.
Oh, we know you're breathing, Wendy.
Get a fucking job,
Oh,
Farkas.
yes.
Do something with your life besides obsess over fucking YouTube dramas.
Yes, ma'am.
I love you.
Oh.
Okay, now take
What
one
is he
more.
just
Uno
Chris
más, por
Sables at
favor.
Rumble?
Remember when you were drinking against brutal pain?
Good, we gotta get over the Rumble. Only after. Only after the sweet
you
score.
were taking shots when you didn't need to be taking shots.
It's late. It's too late. We're not even gonna make it to the Rumble.
Haha. And one more. Where is it? One more. Oh, yeah, you can't forget this one. You can't forget this one.
any world where you can talk to people like that.
Exactly. You
Go get
brought
some
me up here to
fucking
bring me
talent.
down.
Go do some
Again.
shit and come
You
back to
brought
me.
me up here to bring me down again. Good for
No,
you,
why let you
Jason.
talk?
Jen, what do you? No, Jen, what do you? Jen, what do you expect when you come in here being combative like this? Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
take
that's
that.
the camera again.
Jesus Christmas, bro. Hello, all, and welcome to episode 1 of Under the Hatchet. It's July 27th, 2026, and I am your host, Juggalette Jen. So, what I'm doing here is diving deeper into the history and the lore of Juggalo culture. And that is going to start with how they got started. And apparently, a cassette tape they had released in 1989, 1990. I've never heard it before, and I'm interested to hear how it sounds. So I want to give everybody some time to show up. I'm sorry the chat was disabled at first. I didn't realize it was disabled. But it is fixed now. In about half an hour, we're going to head over to Rumble. Hey, Abby. Thank you for letting me know. I was like, why can't I see my chat? What the fuck's going on? And at which point we will take a listen to Violence and Intelligence, or Intelligence and Violence. It's a 10-song cassette tape that they released. They released it under Inner City Posse, and it was made on a karaoke machine with zero budget and handed out as a promotional tape at one of the Carnival Carnage shows. Long treated as an urban legend among fans, copies circulated in trade circles in the late 1990s before a small official run of 500 CDs was pressed for fans at the 2017 Carnival Carnage show. Okay, so it was a promotional tape. I want to give everybody some time to show up. I got myself shared into Discords, into X. I just need to get shared out into... Oh my god, that peak video is something else, isn't it? I love that thing. Gotta go over to Facebook. Let's see, where else? YouTube, yeah, I'll make a post in there too. Facebook. There we go. I'm gonna put the Rumble link. It just seems to make me so mad. Jesus. All right. There we go. See, until then, let's see if I can find some videos we can watch while we're on YouTube. Um, let's see. So, um, Violent J is his name. It's Joseph Bruce. And he and Shaggy Two Dope, which his name is also Joseph Oltzer. They started the group. They started the group as Inner City Posse, and they started it as a a gang. Like they wanted it to be um Insane Clown Posse originated in Detroit, Michigan in 1989, founded by childhood friends Joseph Bruce and Joseph Oltzer, Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope. The group originally started as a gang-affiliated street crew and rap group named Inner City Posse. The evolution of the name change. Needing to stand out from standard gangster rap and inspired by a recurring dream Violent J had about a talking clown, they rebranded. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's kind of neat. The clowns. They adopted the concept of wicked, murderous clowns holding up a mirror to society's wickedness, painting their faces black and white. The Dark Carnival. They built a massive mythical concept around the Joker's cards, a series of thematic albums representing a spirited journey and final judgment. Psychopathic Records. The duo launched their own independent label to release their album Carnival of Carnage in 1992. So with Carnival of Carnage came the birth of Psychopathic Records. That's fucking cool. Love it. Fuck yeah. So I want to take a look at this. Wow, this thing is 2 hours long. Where am I?
Las Vegas. Guys, are they right there? Jim, that's them in that van. Meanwhile, a major musical surprise occurred last Monday when the scene of Detroit Insane Clown Posse popped up at number 4 on Billboard. Police had to be called in when a group of kids who came to see them went out of control.
I'm going to start off by saying that this video is not going to be about why Insane Clown Posse is good, or why you should like them, objectively or otherwise. I am a juggalo, I enjoy most of their music. Most. But anybody who's a music fan probably has quite a few songs they don't like of their preferred genre musicians. However, it will be overall disrespectful to you, me.
Hi, Dream Dude. How are you? Good to see you. Give me a shout out if you can. Eventually going to cut the YouTube feed. Eventually.
And ICP if I just showed blind fan loyalty for any and everything they did. Especially when I don't do that for other things that I like. I'm positive about them, but
I just want to say I have absolutely no idea who this guy is. He just showed up in my research, so I'm giving it a try.
Willing to get into the faults it may have that I notice. This is a video about what makes ICP interesting, what can be learned from their 30 years in the industry, and an exploration of their lore and mythos, and a look at the Juggalo culture. And even if you never give their performances or songs a chance or whatever, then I hope that by the end of the video you'll at least see why some aspects of them can be learned from and respected. And I'm sure some of you are thinking, what kind of person unironically calls themselves a juggalo and listens to this crap? Aren't they just some...
He said this crap after telling everybody he's a juggalo. Rude.
Meme clowns rapping about super edgy crap for easy attention? To answer the first part, the same kind of person that's a fan...
I do not like this introduction at all.
Johnny Cash, Synthwave, Lo-Fi, Infected Mushroom, Paul Oakenfold.
Paul Oakenfold is a fucking DJ.
Classical rock and classical music. Now right now, Bach, leave the mistake alone. And loves Mannheim Steamroller. Not just the Christmas albums, though. I'm also talking about their Fresh Air series and other stuff. To answer the thing about the edginess and meme clowning, well, sort of.
Meme clowning? What the fuck is that?
And they do play it up often. But it's been in the open for about 20 years now. They've been deliberately and consciously wrapping something else up and all of that. There's a reason I made the thumbnail of this video the way I did, after all, and you'll figure it out by the end of the video, I'm sure. Now, as we go through the albums, I will be listing the...
I'm not going to go through his whole video today because it's 2 hours long, and only the beginning of it is relevant to this episode.
A personal playlist, I suppose you could call it, of my own tastes in the music. I'll be putting a little asterisk or something next to the ones that are my favorites from the albums.
As we go along and I do more episodes, yeah, I'll go further into this video if I want.
But in general, this is just, you know, you're riding down the road, you're listening to the CD. This is the playlist of the songs that I don't skip through and let them go. Of course, feel free to leave in the comments which ones you like, which ones you think people should give a chance. This is my little take of it. That said, this is Insane Clown Posse, so get ready for some explicit and screwed up lyrics whenever I play.
That's literally all you had to say. That's all he had to say to start.
Music when I'm talking about the lore, where
he has spent the last 3 minutes saying absolutely nothing, in my opinion.
Comes from, or some other points I'm making with it. However, I'm not going to be using this video as an excuse for myself to start throwing around a bunch of 4-letter words and explicit crap like it's some kind of Scrabble challenge. I will, however, be quoting a few things. So let's start off real quick with what the appeal of ICP is. The short version, you like them for the same reason you would watch an action or horror movie. You'll find there's moments you'll laugh,
I get caught up on my chat. Dream dude. I know, right? He has a ton. Kisses for Shamrock and Scorpio and Abby. I wish Mai was here. Amy and Stormy. Yes. I am learning new things tonight about this Juggalo culture that I love so much. So I'm also a student tonight. And I appreciate all of you being here with me. I really do. And at some point in time, I'm going to switch over to Rumble only because I have something to play for y'all.
Or cheer on the characters as they generally lash out against the ills of the world we do and don't know about. Not unique in music, especially inner city rap, I know, but let's remember the main thing ICP uses in their case. Presentation! To quote, we toss out, kick out, and shoot out into the crowd about 300 to 400 2 liters of Faygo at every show. We bring with us monsters, dancing clowns, girls, trampolines, and pure and absolute madness to the stage. Shaggy and I know that without all that crazy shit going on around us, we'd just be two more idiots walking back and forth rapping on stage. They've regularly mentioned that they do things blatantly shocking, edgy, and even goofy and fun, partially to get people listening to them. That's not to be taken...
Yeah, so with that being said, I just want to say that I know that I say things that are shocking a lot, and I do that on purpose. I say things for shock value. I mean, I sincerely hope that my girls know that I'm not really as gross and shit as I say on the internet. It's just I do it to gross the guys out. You know, I do it to get one on the guys because they're always getting one in on us girls. And you know what? It gives me pleasure to gross them the fuck out. So there you go. I do it for the shock value.
Taken as a reason to look down on them. They have fun with their identity, and it's helped them stand out in a crowded entertainment industry.
Oh, shit.
Especially being underground and independent, as they pretty much always have been. While most artists will make a concept album, Green Day's American Idiot or Pink Floyd's The Wall, for examples, ICP decided to create a concept for their group as a whole, which included an entire mythos and lore that's only grown over time. Now, ICP's lyrics and themes generally go into dark places.
Yes, the Insane Clown Posse is known to have it's called iceberg theory, where it goes very deep,
especially early on. But it all seems to come from fantastical and extreme expressions.
Everybody get on over to Rumble. Get on over to Rumble. Start getting over to Rumble.
Of frustration, vengeance, and righteousness, even at the darkest and most horrific. Or to put it another way, escapist fantasy. Mostly their victims are people who are, in some ways, getting away with doing horrible things, or even ignorant of what their own lives are like and taking it for granted. In some cases, the songs and events are presented seriously, other times they come off as meant to be jovial, comedic, and possibly even satirical about it. In either case, you can mostly...
Also, at some point, guys, I'm going to try and set up, if I can find Big Money Hustlers and Big Money Rustlers, we'll watch those movies sometime. I could never get 2K or Bobby to agree to watch those movies, so those are at least two movies I know I can watch on my channel on Rumble.
Tell when they want you to laugh along with the show, or
if I can find it for free. That's a big if.
Stop and think about it. But plenty of their songs have an odd sort of lesson to the lyrics. Or maybe not so odd. There's more to their identity and mythos than just violence and extreme crap. In fact, I think it's commendable, not just how many decades this mythos and concept they've had has lasted, but how it's turned into something distinctive and interesting over that time. And there's also what the Juggalos have become over these decades, but that's something we'll get into later on in the video. Also, this is a very basic rundown. Check behind the paint for a lot more.
I really want this book. I have asked for this book as a gift before. It's something happened. It used to be like $35 and then it went up to like $120. And that's insane. But I still would like a hard copy of Behind the Paint by Violent J. That would make me so fucking happy. You have no idea. I would literally do Under the Hatchet episodes where I'm reading this thing.
More information. I highly recommend the autobiography. There's a few places you can find an audiobook version of it. But in the end, it's interesting for anyone.
Audiobook version would be great. I would be more than happy to pay for that. An audio version of Behind the Paint, probably narrated by Violent J. That's perfect. Perfect.
And I want to give credit to the myriad of contributors to Genius Lyrics. Mushy Mustard Transcriber seems to be the main one, but all in all, a lot of my information that came from quotes and interviews I was able to find and confirm from their contributions and links. Like I said, ICP's been around for 30 years, and tracking down a 30-long-year career worth of information would be nearly impossible for just myself. Now, like any history lesson, this is going to have a little bit of lead-up before the interesting parts start showing up.
Oh.
The duo of Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, secret identities known as Joseph Bruce and Joseph Utzler, I think that's how the IPA pronunciation guide said to do it, grew up together around Detroit. Violent J, I use their stage names for simplicity, formed a gang with Shaggy and other buddies around the area, but wound up in prison. And after being in jail, Violent J had the revelation that he didn't want to be in a gang anymore, so they ended it. So early on, Violent J actually didn't want to be a rapper, he was actually focused on being a wrestler. complete with creating his own backyard ring out of telephone poles and green hose wrapped around that for the ropes. It was actually during this time in the local circuit that he made friends with two other people that he remains friends with today. Hold on a minute. I don't know, a couple nobodies that eventually wound up being known as Sabu and Rob Van Dam. So yeah, go outside and play, kids. You never know who you make friends with. However, he began feeling disillusioned with wrestling, but began finding out that his amateur attempts at rap were starting to get positive feedback. So Violent
Don't forget, everybody, head over to my Rumble.
Jay decided to start digging into that a little more, eventually bringing Shaggy and Shaggy's brother into it. Now, this is a quick and simple overview of what was going on, but like I said, I highly recommend the book. Anyway, they moved on to giving rap music a try and formed a group called ICP, fully known as Inner City Posse, named after their gang. Keep with me here, this kind of history isn't just useful to others trying to make it in any profession, but also shows how deep and fascinating the real-life side of things can become and how setbacks can be blessings in disguise. At this point, Violent J's older brother Robert, who also got into the rap game with the name Jumpsteady for a while...
That's right.
...suggested they get a friend of his named Alex Abbas to be their manager. This would turn out to become a very important decision that I'll get into later. Under Alex's management, and out of his mother's basement, they released Inner City Posse's first EP, Dog Beats, with Shaggy's brother also a part of the group at the time under the name John Kickjazz. Things didn't go well, including an odd event where they drove through a blizzard to perform in front of the wrong crowd at a college, and later being told directly by a radio station they wouldn't play their song because they were white rappers. They did have some success in selling thousands of copies of the album, but the costs were greater than the returns. So Violent J, Shaggy, and the rest of them put their heads together to try to brainstorm how to move forward with it and how to come up with something unique and what they could be. And Violent J is clear in his autobiography that he felt one of the problems was they did sound like a lot of other gangsta rap groups at the time. So the main focus became less about how everybody else was doing things and more about how they actually were with each other. What kind of jokes they liked, what kind of style they liked, and what sort of influences they had. A large amount of inspiration was found in another Detroit rapper named Esham, who was one of the first to pioneer a distinct home for rap in Detroit, as well as based his music around horrorcore. No guesses what that genre focuses on, and while Esham based his style almost entirely around the genre, Violent J and other sources suggest the very first horrorcore rap song was from Ghetto Boys, with their song Assassins.
Hey, where's Spawn at? He would be beaming with pride right now.
I bring all that up not just to show
he said it first. It was the Ghetto Boys.
Chain of inspirations, but also the fact that both Esham and Ghetto Boys eventually worked with ICP, as well as ICP doing their own version of Assassins later on. And quite frankly, the way rapping had a sort of regional thing back in the early 90s, which even most of us that don't listen to rap probably knew about, was probably integral to ICP's eventual successes. Esham was a Detroit rapper, and we've all heard the East Coast, West Coast thing in rap. Detroit sort of had nothing until Esham, at least according to the autobiography. Kid Rock had an album out, and while Violent J says he actually didn't like his style too much, he still respected him as a local rapper and wanted to get him on the album. So through a combination of wanting to keep the initials of ICP, a new sound and style inspired by Esham, but consciously avoiding copying it and things he rapped about like Satanism, and painting their faces, an inspiration from a former hype man on the cover of Dog Beats, which in of itself was inspired at the time by recurring dreams Violent J had of a frightening clown running through the streets of Delray. Insane Clown Posse was formed. They say if at first you don't succeed, try again. An ICP shows there's always success to be found when you keep trying, even when it's hardest. Alex comes into the picture once again as this album was being worked on, finding another important figure.
Glad to see you, Trippy. I'm really glad you're here. It means a lot to me that you're here on the pilot episode of Under the Hatchet. And I'm also going to be educating myself in some of this. In fact, I found out tonight there's an album cassette tape that was released before Carnival of Carnage. So that's gonna be something we get into. Everybody get over to my Rumble. I see Baby B, Dream Dude, Trippy. Thank you all. Excuse me.
ICP's history. A producer by the name of Mikey Clark.
Oh, Mikey Clark.
Solidify the music of the group and
love Mikey Clark.
Worked with them for years. Now, when it comes to the full realization of the Dark Carnival concept, that actually came from Violent J having a dream the night they were brainstorming where their new direction would go, wherein the same clown he kept dreaming about visited him in his bedroom, and after slowly dealing Joker's cards from a deck in front of him, Violent J was lifted up into the sky and floated above a traveling carnival that was visiting the city. That said, Carnival of Carnage is still where they're just starting out and trying to get a grip on their style. However, it wasn't as heavy on the themes that became more apparent later, and instead was more of an outlet for the group's angers and frustrations. To me, though, the Juggalette song and liner notes in the album make it clear the Dark Carnival mythos was in their minds, but at the same time they wanted to make sure people wanted to hear them.
I have that t-shirt.
Now, this is something they made clear over time, especially with the 6 Jokers card. Violent J is mentioned, in regards to Black in Your Eyes at least, that they were young and crazy, trying to be as out...
Let's see.
What's up, everybody? I'm Finn McKenty. This is the Punk Rock MBA, and today we're here to talk about Insane Clown Posse, also known as ICP. For any of you who may not be familiar, they're a rap duo from Detroit.
Good to see you, Mai. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Lots of love for you guys. Oh. Where's Scorpio with the Fuego Sexo? Fuego Sexo! Fuego Sexo! Fuego Sexo! I'm trying to remember how to say trippy in Spanish. It was cool. We're gonna practice that some more.
We're best known for being basically like evil clown rappers, I guess you would say, with the black and white face paint, spraying their audience with Faygo, their annual event called the Gathering of Juggalos, and becoming a bit of a meme.
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
And it's not just the band themselves. Their fan base, who call themselves Juggalos, is one of the biggest punching bags in music. Pretty much everybody looks down on
Juggalos just need huggalos.
Juggalos, calls them white trash. Vice made a documentary kind of gawking at them almost like they're zoo animals or something.
Alright, I think this is where I'm going to cut the YouTube feed. Alright, children. See you in Rumble.